Hey, what's up, guys? Somebody here. Kaizer Chiefs is not a football club anymore. Let's go.
That's how it goes?
They keep asking about the best when they know it's me.
Okay.
Asking about the rest when they know it's me.
Straight in, I guess.
You know it's me.
Let's kick things off with the biggest shock of the weekend. Milford FC knocking out Kaizer Chiefs. The mighty Amakosi. Congratulations to Milford. What they did over the weekend, something that is special. But you know, I've been thinking, right? I sat and I was thinking. I was like, is Kaizer Chiefs a football club still? Because I'm not sure. Like, are they a big football club still? Because I'm still puzzled. They're not operating like one. You do agree, right? I mean, I don't think they're operating like one. I mean, I look at the players' body language as well. You know, the players that were on the bench as well. Into extra time, they're about to go to penalties with Milford. They're smiling and giggling. I mean, even some of them that were on the pitch as well, you just like, but I mean, you can see it. You don't belong here. This is not your level. It's just not it. And of course, the culture's in a bad way. I've spoken about that already. You can see it even over the weekend. I mean, Kevin Johnson talks about what the players knew what this meant. Did they really know what this meant? Like, you can't lie on a public platform. You can't do that. And to Dr. Kaizer Mailwane, you, sir, I want to say thank you to you for building a football club that is arguably the most supported in the country. Maybe not even arguably, it is the most supported. One of the most decorated on the continent. It's in the top 5 in terms of major trophies, successful wins and trophies. The only criticism I have of you is the people that you trusted. It's the people that you've trusted. They're letting you down. They're letting the club down in a big way. And I'm aware that he can't do it forever. Dr. Kaizer Mailwane can't do it forever. So, of course, he was going to pass it down. But for those who make those decisions, and you guys know who you are, shame on you. Absolutely shame on you. You guys should be so embarrassed to let this man's hard work go down the drain like that. Sometimes it's okay to admit you don't know how to run a football club. It's okay to admit this is not your expertise. You don't jump from school straight to this. It does not happen. Sometimes it's okay to hire people that have more experience and that can do it better than you. I really hope that you eventually wake up, because this patience, the later you act, you're going to let this man's hard work go down the drain. The biggest shock this weekend was Milford knocking out Kaizer Chiefs in the Nedbank Cup. Have you ever sat back and wondered how they did it? Well, let Dr. Milford answer it himself. Guys, we have a very big guest, a history maker of note. He is known as a coach, a chairman, and a doctor. Unbelievable. Dr. Milford, how are you doing?
I'm all right, thank you.
I'm all right. I wanted to know, like, hard work being done in the 90 minutes. It goes into extra time. You're almost reaching the penalties. Kaizer Chiefs gets awarded a penalty. What's going through your mind at that time?
The thing in sport, you have to keep believing. So somehow we thought, no, you should save it, because he wasn't the game throughout. You know, he was switched on the whole time, and he was having a good game. So he had every chance of saving the penalty, which he did.
No, Kaizer was amazing. He was very amazing. And even when you guys got the red card, were you panicking at that point, or were you believing that the boys will be able to pull it through?
Difficult to think, except to think what to do next. And so I had to change the shape a bit, and I tried to fight. And we were already defending at the time, was the ball retired, and Kaizer Chiefs was really coming at us. So we really didn't need to do much. We just dropped the striker into midfield and pulled the defensive midfielder into the right back position and maintained the shape, and just lose one forward. So it didn't make much of a difference, because we were not running anywhere. We were just defending.
Yeah. No, I totally understand. I mean, the next question I wanted to ask you is, I've got family members that are doctors, and I know they are not able to do anything else other than that profession because of what it pulls from them. But you're juggling being a chairman, a doctor, and a coach. How are you doing it?
It's even worse because I'm a gynecologist, so I'm always working. Somehow find a way. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm not gonna say I'm organized better, but I find time, and the people around me, they try and organize my days. And then like now I'm driving from work and I'm going home to do homework with my son. So I'm also doing a parenting on the side as well. So.
Unbelievable. I mean, you're quite the Superman. I didn't know Superman exists in real life. Of all the elements that I've put out there, I mean, which one is your passion? Do you look at them as equal, or do you have like a passion of one of the elements?
Medicine is a profession. It's my work. It's my job. It's what I do. I love it. I'd never change it for anything. And I'm a fan of football, been a fan of football since birth as far as I can remember. So in a way, they are incomparable. So one has got its own lane, and I think I give enough attention to each.
Okay. No, I mean, you're really giving a lot of attention. We found out your next fate, which is Stellenbosch. You'll be hosting Stellenbosch. How do you feel about that? Do you feel confident?
We should be able to impose ourselves and maybe even play even better than we did with Kaizer, because we didn't really play against Kaizer, and we haven't been doing well away from home. So this one's a home game. So maybe we can get to show people how we really play when we play. But we still have Lion and JBR to think about before we think about Stellenbosch.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. Now, usually when teams of the minors or the smaller teams that you would label them, they go on to go lose players. Now, if you go on a cup run, an amazing cup run, and already you've got eyes on your team, and Kaizer as well doing as well as he did, and the defenders doing as well as they did, are you prepared to find yourself in a situation at the end of the season that perhaps you lose some players?
No, we have a development team, so we've got over in the system for us. So there are boys that will replace whoever that is, that understands how we play, and it's not worrying. It would be nice. I'll be happy. These boys, I know them when they were young. Some of them have grown up with me. So I would be happy for them if something big would come around and take them away from me. I would never stand in front of that.
No, man, such a leader for you to say something like that. I've got two remaining questions. What is the ultimate goal for Milford FC? Like, what would you say is your ultimate goal? Would you like to be in the top division, win the Nedbank Cup? There's a lot that's on the way, right?
I think probably short-term goal would be to survive this season because we started badly, and then hopefully next season we can start better and at least challenge for the playoff spots and trying to get into the PSL. That would be the main goal.
Are you going to get a coach to relieve you of your duties?
I already have coaches in the structure, just waiting for the right time for them to take over.
Okay. Well, there you have it, guys. There is coaches that are there. The final question I wanted to hear from you is, I asked my guest this question. There's no wrong answers. Where is South African football for you right now, Dr. Milford?
What happened? Sorry, I didn't hear the question.
So I'm saying, where is South African football for you right now, Dr. Milford?
I feel we've taken a step back from a few years ago. As a country, the football, not from the football point of view, we have fewer players playing abroad, and we're really not looking after our players. And sometimes I feel very, very good players do not actually end up reaching their full potential. And so I know we did well in the AFCON, but we could have done even if we were better. I wouldn't say organized, but if we represented ourselves better, especially the heart is missing most football players.
No, I totally understand that, and I appreciate your honesty that you brought in here, and that's why we have people like you in the game. Perhaps there will be an improvement with regards to organization structure, and maybe getting to see the very best players that come from Milford and going on to do bigger, better things.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it.
Cheers.
Cheers. A digital editor, an astute journalist, and as well as a fitness guru, Tshepang Mailwane is in the building. Rulani versus C. Dramovic. Where did he go?
Another guest on Playing the Field with Shakes, a guest that I highly respect, a digital editor, reporter, astute journalist, and as well as someone who is quite ripped, if you've seen him. Tshepang Mailwane, how are you, sir?
Good, thanks in you, my brother. Are you well?
No, I'm well, man. Listen, man, I'm actually surprised you're not playing in the DSTV Premiership because when I see some pictures and videos, I'm like, this guy can still play.
I just need a chance, Baba. Just need a chance.
So if I'm hearing you well, you're still on the market.
I'm still on the market. I can give 1 or 2 years before retirement.
I think there's one team in Soweto that desperately needs a goal scorer. Eh?
Right? No, I can fit in there. I know which team you're talking about.
Oh man, tell me, man. So obviously, like Nedbank Cup kicked off over this weekend, and Orlando Pirates they kicked it off with a bang, scoring 6 goals against Crystal Lake. Of different kind of goal scorers as well. Can they defend this title? What do you think?
I think they can, because sometimes you know how it goes with these cups is that it's the luck of the draw at times. I mean, you look at how they got to the final last season.
Yeah.
Not to underestimate their opponents or anything of that kind. They played 3 lower division teams and it got them through to the semifinals. Until that's when they started playing top flight opposition. And what we've seen from Pirates outside of that Maluti FET College defeat, they tend to do fairly well against these lower division teams. They had a bit of trouble last season. I think they were taken to extra time once or twice, but they know how to get the job done against these lower division teams. So they definitely can defend it. They have the squad, and sometimes it's just that momentum. They've started well, gives them the confidence that they need. And who knows who they get in the draw tonight. Another lower division team, and then you beat them, you're through to the quarterfinal. So definitely can defend it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is just a case of just avoid Mamelodi Sundowns and you should be all right.
I mean, even if you were to face Sundowns, they're beatable. They beat Sundowns in the MTN 8 final. And remember, with cup competitions, you don't need 90 minutes to beat Sundowns. Same thing happened when TS Galaxy knocked Sundowns out of the
Carling Cup.
The Carling. So you don't actually need 90 minutes to knock Sundowns out. Very difficult team, obviously, to play against because they've got so much quality in their team. But they've shown at times that if you can take them as far as extra time, as far as penalties, you can beat them. So it doesn't actually, you can face Sundowns and still knock them out. And sometimes I think it's sweeter when you're able to beat a big gun and win a title. You know, there's more pride that you take in winning it because you know that you knocked out a team that many sees as favorites.
100%. And now the thing is, I've always wanted to ask this, right? Like, Pirates have obviously won trophies, and that's what Jose has brought. He's brought in the 2 MTN8, he's brought in the Nedbank Cup. Looks like he could be on course to Nedbank Cup again. Now, the question I always had, it almost seems like I'm sour for asking this, but I'm just asking it because I'm like, when does the league pressure come in for Orlando Pirates? When do we say, okay, Sharp, we see you with these cups, Mara. Now, when do we get closer to Sundowns in the league? When does that pressure start kicking in? Or if these trophies keep coming, the pressure won't come?
Well, the pressure will kick in probably when they stop winning cups.
Oh.
I mean, if they were to get knocked out of the Nedbank Cup, for example, there's nothing else to play for but the league. So there will be a bit of more pressure to kind of close the gap on Sundowns. And even if they were to continue, I mean, it continues for a certain stage where you're winning these trophies. The supporters at some stage would probably feel like, guys, it's time now. It's time to have a go at Sundowns and winning the league. But I tend to wonder if he himself is a coach capable of going the entire season. Pirates lack consistency. They show it in the cups, and cups, remember, is just 4 or 5 games where you need a certain type of momentum and you're able to win it. 30 games is a different ball game, and I haven't quite seen if Jose is able to pull off those 30 games and win a title. I remember Mohsin Etugral. There were times where people would say he's a cup coach and not a league-winning coach. And we were able to see it in how, in his time in South Africa, he was not able to win
the league, but the cup competitions, he was able to do so. Obviously, those are what you call them achievements that you put on your CV and you can be proud of. But obviously, the big one is the league title, and I think Jose probably won't win it this season. But in his third season, next season, if he's still there might just be a bit more pressure on him trying to win it because they'll probably bring in more new players, which means there's more pressure because they want to win. So the pressure at some point will come to win the league, definitely.
Yeah, and I hear that because like I sort of liken it to Mamelodi Sundowns, for example. Like they win the league every single year, right? I mean, they win it for like 6 years in a row. But now it's gotten to a place where even the Sundowns fans are like, "Hey, bro, we won the Champions League. We don't care necessarily about the DStv Premiership." That's why I was saying the Pirates thing is like, when does the league sort of pressure kick in? But like you said, next season could be it. Mamelodi Sundowns are now the only South African team that's competing in the CAF competitions. As resources let down the other teams, Super Sports, Sekhukhune?
I don't know if it's resources. I don't want to put it all down to resources. Yes, resources gave Sundown some sort of advantage, but I believe that some of the teams that are competing on the continent probably have a lot of games too, but probably don't have the resources of a Super Sport, of a Sekhukhune. For me, it maybe goes down to a bit of proper planning. Super Sport 1, yes, you have the opportunity to make some money and play in Polokwane, but that obviously kills your what is it? Is it
home ground
fatigue? Because you're traveling so much. You go to Algeria, for example, you come back, you go to Polokwane, and that's something that yes, you're probably getting money from it, but it's something that you did to yourself. And if you wanted to do well in the CAF competitions this season, it's something you would have planned for and said, okay, maybe not, it's not going to work, or you would find a better way of planning for these situations. We can't all happen around you as excuses for not doing well. Yes, they play a role, but maybe if you found a way of planning better, it would help you. Supersport, for one, have been here before. They've been in the CAF Confederation Cup before. They went all the way to the final, and back then they were almost relegated. So you'd think that having had that experience, they would know what to do this time around to ensure that they do well, go as far as possible, and still are able to compete in the league. I feel that Supersport United have a good squad. Yes, injuries have affected them, but Supersport have a good squad. If you've got Ricardo Gossi, Albatulu, Tulani Hlachwayo, Shandre Campbell's
you got Daro as well.
Bradley, Igor Daro, Bradley Grobler still there scoring goals. Grant Magaman, Sipa Sitlo. This is a good squad of players that, for me, if things are done well and planned well, you're able to actually compete and do well in different types of competitions.
Yeah.
So hopefully they learn from this. Same with Sekhukhune. Hopefully they learn from this, and we can't always say it's resources. We've seen some clubs doing well in competitions like Marumo Gallants, for example, last season. They were relegated. Different story. But we can't always put it down to resources because you are playing football. You should find ways to make it happen.
Now I hear you on that, man. And of course, Sundowns having to progress like they always do. But funny enough, that was not like sort of the headline, or that was not sort of the headline grabber that happened these past couple of days. Sid Ramovic versus Rulani Mokwena. Where does Tshepang stand on this rivalry?
Where I stand is that these two people should keep quiet and just do their jobs.
The funny thing is, I was thinking to myself, like, is this sort of rivalry good for PSL? Like, for PSL, maybe for fans to be more engaged. Now we're looking forward to the 6th of March. TS Galaxy against Sundowns, a bit more spice. What do you think?
I mean, it's nice for rivalries. It's nice for media, I guess, also because you have something to write about. There's two coaches who are publicly, let's say more the other one in terms of TS Galaxy, who are publicly having a go at one another.
Yeah.
It's nice, I guess. But for me, I feel like at some point you should just keep quiet. I don't know. I guess that's who I am as a person. There's no need to have a go at each other in public and feel that it's okay, and feel like you'll feel better after saying something.
Yeah.
The coach, Sarah's coach said he called the guy, and I think in Rulani's statement, I could, if I remember it well, because I was at the press conference, I don't think that there was anything that the coach said that was bad.
Mm.
And yes, he didn't say that I called this guy and I shouted at him over the phone, but it was not something that I felt needed a response in the way the response came. So I just feel like if you are gonna have a go at each other in public, it should be a little different. Create a bit more excitement. Pitso Msimani had this way of. I remember in the Telkom knockout final some years ago against Chiefs, he had this thing of playing mind games and kind of making Chiefs field Pule Xtn, even though Chiefs would probably not have fielded Pule Xtn on that day. He made it sound like the best player South African football has ever seen. What did Zungu and Kampoke gonna do in the final against Pule Xtn? They had a party. Yeah. They had an absolute party. So he had this way of playing mind games with the opposition, which was also fun and good for us media. So maybe these coaches can find a better way of doing that without having these types of arguments or things in the public.
Nah, I hear you, man. I always finish off with this. I always ask my guests this question. There's no wrong answers, but from your perspective, Tshepang, where is South African football for you right now?
There's no wrong answer. South African football as a whole in terms of the league or the national teams?
Let's go as a whole, like the general perspective. When you hear where is South African football right now, what is your reaction to that?
Movement, and I'm basing this on Sundowns winning AFL, Sundowns getting to the, knockout stages.
Yeah.
Pukune qualifying for the group stages. Bafana finishing third at AFCON.
Yeah.
Banyana almost qualifying for the Olympics. My thing has always been this: when you're doing well, you should make sure that you have a plan for continuity.
Yeah.
Because when you don't have a plan for continuity, what happens? We go back to those days where we're saying we're tired of building. So we have some momentum now. We have moved from gear 1 maybe to gear 2 or 3.
Yeah.
We must not go back to gear 2. Make sure that we take it to gear 4 and progress. I just want to see us progressing because we have so much potential and sometimes we don't see it. Yeah. Or I don't know if is that we don't see it or we just don't appreciate it or we take things for granted.
Yeah.
So let's finally do something about what's happening in South African football right now and, go as far as possible. It's possible. There's no way that a country that's with so much talent, with so much facilities, cannot be dominating African football. It doesn't make sense to me.
Nah, bro. I totally hear you regarding that. Tshepang, I wanted to say thank you for being a guest, man. Really do appreciate it. And keep writing what you write. Keep speaking the truth. And most importantly, keep being in the physical shape that you are, my man. You are an inspiration.
Thanks, my brother. I appreciate this so much. And I hope you have a good week.
Nah, keep up, bro.
Who was up to par and who became our star? But also, who fell short in this game we all love? Let's find out on Moegoe of the Week. The stars of this weekend has to be Mamelodi Sundowns and as well as Orlando Pirates. That's how you do it in the Nedbank Cup when you draw a smaller side. That's how big teams do it. 6 of the best. The Moegoe of the Week. I wonder who could that be. Let me give you guys a clue. Naturena, Black and Gold, Trophy Drought. The Moegoes of the Week. It's time for Bet of the Week. Get ready to win big by placing the right bets on the right games. Lots of games that are happening midweek, but I'm flying to the weekend. You guys will have to catch me at the weekend. Do your FA Cup, that's fine. Bundesliga, Premier League, we in. Freiburg against Bayern, Bayern straight win. Everton versus West Ham United, Everton straight win. Spurs versus Crystal Palace, I've gone with over 1.5. Cologne versus Bayer Leverkusen, over 1.5. Manchester City against Manchester United, that's this weekend. Man City straight win and over 1.5, it's obvious. Sheffield United at home against Arsenal, my beloved Arsenal. Arsenal straight winning over 1.5. The odds 6.91. That's almost close. 7 times the money back. If you want to win with me, click on the link below.
Remember to practice responsible betting at betway.co.za.
Can't we already at the end? Amazing. We have to run because Sundowns and Amazulu are about to kick off, right? Before you go, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified for future episodes.
My mindset was survival in the township, but now I want kids to think, okay, I'm gonna get there. It might not look like it right now, but Sia, Mampimpi, Chesley, Peter Steph, even they all made it, and it's possible. And that's why this World Cup was for the people of South Africa.